Okay, let's dive in. You've definitely set us down a weird one this time. We're talking War of the Coprophages from the X-Files.
Ah, yes. That title alone, it sets a certain tone, doesn't it?
It really does. Sort of unsettling. But it's actually a really interesting mystery how something so, normal becomes terrifying.
Exactly, that's what grabs you. It takes cockroaches, which are, let's face it, pretty mundane, maybe gross.
Definitely gross.
Right. And puts them smack in the middle of these bizarre, deadly events. It's not just like needing to call the bug guy. Something else is going on.
Yeah, in Millers Grove, Massachusetts. Starts with normal roach complaints, apparently. Then, bam, people are dying in really strange ways.
And the big question, the X-File is it aliens? Advanced robots, maybe? Suddenly, cockroaches seem a lot more sinister.
It makes you think twice about seeing one scuttle across the floor, definitely.
And your sources rightly pointed out this is a Monster of the Week episode.
Right, self-contained.
Yeah, so you don't need the whole series backstory. It's its own creepy little story, which is kind of nice for a deep dive like this.
Good point. So the setup is Mulder's already nearby. He's chasing UFO reports, naturally.
Of course he is.
Talk about convenient timing.
Yeah.
Maybe inconvenient. Anyway, he hears about these weird deaths involving roaches.
And Scully, she's back at HQ, on the phone, mostly.
Providing the voice of reason, the science, while Mulder's out there getting, covered in bugs.
It's that classic dynamic, right? Mulder's belief, Scully's skepticism. But this time, they're physically separated, which really highlights it.
Okay, let's get into the story itself. The first incident, it's grim.
Yeah, it starts with an exterminator. He's at this researcher's place, Dr. Eckerl. Alternative fuels.
Right. And he tries to step on a roach in the basement.
And then just collapses. Anaphylaxis is the call.
But the really weird part, the roach he stepped on, it just, walks away. Totally fine.
Which is not normal for a squished roach.
Not at all.
Yeah.
And then Eckerl finds the exterminator's body just covered in roaches.
Ugh. Visceral. It's immediately off. That resilience, the sheer number of them, it's wrong.
So Mulder hears about this, being nearby for the UFO thing, and calls Scully.
And she reasonably suggests a severe allergic reaction. Anaphylactic shock. Makes sense on paper.
But then the local sheriff, Sheriff Frass, tells Mulder, hey, this isn't the first weird roach call.
Okay, so it's a pattern developing, not just one tragic accident.
Exactly. Which leads to the next incident. The teenager. This one's rough.
Yeah, really disturbing. He and his friends are huffing heated manure fumes.
Yeah, which sounds awful, but it becomes important later, bizarrely.
He starts hallucinating, thinks a roach crawled into a cut on his wrist.
And in this panic, he grabs a razor and tries to cut it out, cuts an artery. It's horrific.
Awful. Scully's take, again, logical, drug-induced delusional parasitosis.
Makes sense, right?
Yeah.
Guy's high, thinks he's infested. It's a known thing.
Mulder finds a roach body nearby.
And it's not normal. He says it's brittle, almost. Metallic.
Yeah, and when he tries to pick it up, it actually crumbles and cuts his fingers, like sharp metal shards.
Whoa. Okay, that's definitely not delusional parasitosis. That's physical evidence. Something's different.
That's the turning point, really. It challenges Scully's neat explanation and points towards, something else? Technology, maybe?
Now, Sheriff Frass, he jumps straight to government conspiracy.
Of course he does. Classic trope, killer roaches bred in a secret lab.
Yep, disguised as a USDA facility nearby. It's very X-Files, but the episode actually kind of plays with that expectation.
And just as Frass is spinning this theory, guess who dies next?
Oh no, let me guess. The medical examiner.
Bingo, the one who did the autopsy on the exterminator. Found dead in a bathroom stall.
Covered in roaches, I bet.
Initially, yes, but then they just vanish, poof, before anyone else sees them properly.
Creepy. Fleeting evidence. What's Scully's take on this one?
Aneurysm. Says he probably strained himself, on the toilet.
Plausible, maybe, but Mulder's not buying it, especially after the vanishing act.
Right. And he and Frass find another roach in the bathroom, apparently dead. But when Mulder goes to grab it, it suddenly zips back to life and scurries down the drain.
Plain possum. Okay, these are definitely not your garden variety cockroaches. Metallic bit, the disappearing, the fake death. Mulder's right to be suspicious.
Definitely pushes him further from Scully's more mundane explanations.
So, fueled by Frass's conspiracy theory, Mulder checks out this supposed secret USDA facility.
And it's not some high-tech bunker.
Nope, just a normal-looking house. But inside, he says the walls look like they're rippling.
Rippling? Ew, why?
Because they're just covered. Teeming with cockroaches. wall to wall.
Okay, nightmare fuel.
And that's where he meets Dr. Bambi Berenbaum.
Bambi. Not a killer roach breeder, then.
No, she's actually a USDA researcher trying to find better ways to control pests. And she has this interesting theory.
What's that?
That some UFO sightings might actually be insect swarms in electrically charged air.
Huh. Okay, that's out there. But you can see why Mulder might click with her.
Totally. There's definitely a little spark there. A bit of flirtation amidst the horror. It's kind of funny.
Yeah, she offers a different kind of scientific view, one that's maybe a bit more open to the weird than Scully's, at least initially.
But the deaths keep coming. Another one happens in Mulder's own hotel room.
Oh, wow. Getting personal.
Yeah. Victim found covered in roaches. Same MO. Mulder even wonders if the guy just died of fright.
I mean, at this point, maybe. But it's enough for Scully, right? She decides she has to come out there.
Yep. Things are escalating too much. Even her skepticism has limits when it's happening right around Mulder.
So Mulder gets a roach from his hotel room, takes it to Dr. Berenbaum.
And she looks at it and thinks, wait, this might actually be mechanical.
Mechanical. Wow.
Which leads Mulder to Dr. Alexander Ivanov, a robotics expert.
And the irony is...
He specializes in building insect-like robots.
No way! That's perfect.
They have this great chat about, could aliens send robotic probes disguised as local life forms to scout planets?
Whoa. Okay, now we're really getting to the core theory. Not just weird bugs, but maybe alien tech?
Exactly. It shifts everything.
So what happens when Ivanov actually looks at Mulder's metallic roach sample?
Is stunned. Absolutely floored.
Says it's beyond him.
Completely. Says the tech is way beyond anything he understands.
Yeah.
Strongly implies it has to be extraterrestrial.
Wow. Coming from a robotics expert, that carries weight. It's not just advanced, it's alien. Different principles entirely.
Meanwhile, Scully finally gets to Miller's Grove and the town.
Total chaos.
Utter chaos. Mass hysteria. People freaking out about roaches everywhere. She walks into a convenience store and it's pandemonium. People fighting over bug spray.
Oh, man. And Scully tries to calm everyone down.
Tries her best. But then someone spills a box of, chocolate sprinkles or something.
Oh, no. Don't tell me.
Everyone thinks they're more roaches and just bolts. Total panic. Poor Scully. Her rational approach doesn't stand a chance against that level of fear.
Yeah, mass hysteria is powerful stuff. But she's still investigating, right?
Oh, yeah. And she finds something crucial. Remember Dr. Ecker, the alternative fuel guy where it all started?
Uh-huh. The manure researcher.
Exactly. Turns out he was importing massive amounts of dung for his methane experiments.
Ah. So that's how the weird roaches got there. A possible vector.
Seems likely. And this gives Mulder a new twist on his theory.
Okay.
Maybe they're not just alien robots. Maybe they're alien robots that eat dung
Ew.
to generate methane for fuel.
Okay, that is disturbingly practical for an alien probe.
Ooh,
Using local, readily available fertilizer. Wow.
Right. So Mulder and Dr. Berenbaum go to Eckerl's research facility. She waits outside.
Mulder goes in alone. Risky.
Finds Eckerl totally paranoid, convinced everyone, even Mulder, is a roach in disguise. He's got a gun.
Ah, good.
Then Scully shows up, meets Berenbaum outside, then goes in after Mulder. She calls Mulder's cell.
And the ringtone.
Is this insect-like buzzing sound,
Yeah.
which just pushes Eckerl right over the edge.
Oh, man.
He shoots at Mulder, misses, but hits the methane pipes. The whole place just goes up. Boom. Explosion. Eckerl's still inside.
Whoa. Intense climax. Solves the immediate Eckerl problem, I guess, but not the bigger mystery.
Exactly. And the next day, the weird roach stuff just stops.
Yeah.
And suddenly as it started.
Just like that.
Yep. But now Sheriff Frass has got fires, accidents, all the fallout from the panic to deal with.
And what about the robot roaches?
Well, Dr. Ivanov shows up, hoping to study the specimens.
Yeah.
They've disintegrated, turned to dust, mysteriously.
Convenient. But hey, at least he meets Dr. Berenbaum, right?
He does. And they totally hit it off, bonding over bugs and bots.
And Scully has a line about it.
Oh, yeah. Her classic dry wit. Something like smart is obviously sexy. Even jokes about their future kids solving weird cases.
Love it.
And Mulder gets the last word with Scully, telling her he never thought he'd say this, but she kind of smells like manure.
Brings it all full circle. Their banter's back. The immediate crisis is over. But the big what were they? Question lingers.
Mulder's final report sums it up nicely. Musings on humanity's place, alien robot visitors, or maybe just the rise of insects, a dispassionate species.
Deep thoughts. And how does the episode actually end?
He's back in his office, sees a big, normal, winged cockroach on his desk, and just crushes it flat with an X-File folder. Wham! Back to reality. Sort of.
A nice grounding, maybe slightly cathartic end, but yeah, it leaves you thinking about intelligence, other life forms, our own world.
Definitely. Okay, let's shift gears a bit. Talk about some of the behind-the-scenes stuff, the fun facts.
Yeah, there's some great nostalgic, kind of mysterious trivia around this one, like the title itself, War of the Coprophages.
It's a direct nod to H.G. Wells, right?
War of the Worlds.
Exactly. Sets up that invasion vibe. And coprophages.
Means dung eaters, which is, gross, but ties right into the plot.
It's that mix, isn't it? Highbrow literary reference, lowbrow subject matter, darkly funny, tells you right away this isn't a standard monster hunt.
And speaking of the roaches, the sheer number they used. Like 300 live ones. Can you imagine? Plus, the props team apparently made these rubber ones that were incredibly realistic.
Yeah, I read they were almost impossible to tell apart from the real ones. Must have been a memorable set to work on.
That commitment to realism, even with something so universally disliked as roaches, really shows. Makes the creepy factor way higher.
Oh, hey, this next one is wild. There was a real car accident near the set during filming.
Apparently so. And the director, Kim Manners, just rolled with it.
What do you mean?
He decided on the spot to actually film some of that real-world chaos and weave it into the episode scenes of Town Panic.
No way. That's amazing. Blurring the lines between the fiction and reality right there. Talk about adaptability.
Yeah, incredible piece of trivia. Really adds to that feeling of the town just unraveling.
And everyone remembers the bit where the roach crawls across the screen, right?
Oh, yeah. Total fourth wall break, designed purely to make the audience jump and feel like they're being infested.
It worked. I remember seeing it for the first time. Definite jump scare. So effective, so cheeky.
Perfectly captures that playful but unsettling tone the episode has. Gets right under your skin. Literally, almost.
And Dr. Bambi Berenbaum. She was named after a real person.
Yep. A real, well-respected entomologist, Dr. May Berenbaum. Apparently, she thought I was pretty funny.
That's cool. Little Easter eggs like that, nodding to real science, it adds a nice touch.
It does. Grounds the fantasy a little, acknowledges the real experts out there.
And the image of Kim Manners, the director, talking to a bucket of cockroaches.
Uh-huh. Yes. Apparently, he got so into it, trying to get the perfect performance, he was seen literally giving directions to the bucket.
That's dedication, or maybe madness.
Yeah.
But you gotta admire the commitment to getting those roach scenes just right.
Shows how much detail went into bringing that weird script to life.
Lastly, the whole setup with Scully being on the phone for almost the entire episode.
Yeah, that was a pretty unique choice structurally.
It really emphasizes her role as the distant, logical counterpoint, doesn't it? While Mulder's wading through the muck, literally.
Exactly. It creates this great tension and allows for that back and forth, the scientific versus the out there, to play out over the phone lines. Adds a comedic layer, too.
Totally. So, wrapping up this deep dive, what's the essence of War of the Coprophages?
I think it's that brilliant mix of horror and dark humor. Taking something repulsive, like roaches, making them terrifying, alien robots maybe, but also finding the absurdity in it.
It really taps into that core X-Files magic, doesn't it? Finding the extraordinary, the terrifying, in the totally ordinary.
Yeah, it plays on those primal fears that ick factor insects trigger and connects it to huge sci-fi ideas, aliens, robots, the unknown.
Makes you look at the familiar differently. Makes you wonder what secrets might be hiding in plain sight.
So it's more than just a fun look back at a classic episode. It really digs into fear, paranoia, what intelligence even means, organic, artificial.
Leaves you wondering, what else seems normal but might actually be something else entirely? Maybe that buzzing sound isn't just a fly.
Definitely a thought to ponder. And maybe a question for everyone listening. What other everyday annoyance, what overlooked little thing could actually be way more complex, maybe even a bit scary if you looked closer?
Food for thought. Maybe don't think about it too hard next time you see a cockroach, though.